fellow travelers, and thank you for joining me. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I think I'm going to call this one Keeping It Real, because as you can see, I have a less made up face, and that is part of keeping it real, because part of this transition time is accepting everything that we are. And this report has not been easy. I've already tried to do it like 7 times. So excuse the tears because I can't seem to do it without it. But I guess that's part of keeping it real. One of the things that I want to do with these reports now is to really let Spirit talk through me and not have to know a whole lot beforehand. So I'm keeping it going right here because I think you're witnessing the Spirit come through and be able to talk. I seem to put up a lot of resistance, hence the water in my eyes, and letting the onion layers unfold and come off as they will. I do feel it's very important for me as a spirit therapist to keep it real and to be transparent, and that it's not always easy. And you would think that what happened in her life? Well, not nothing, but nothing to warrant sadness. It's really me struggling with myself here. And that's the truth. So, I also thought about maybe calling it Finding Strength. But maybe we'll talk about that next week. So, yeah, here we are in this very interesting time. We have the election coming up in a couple days. Maybe by the time you listen to this, we'll have a new president. Maybe, probably. Not that it really matters, unfortunately. You know, I don't want to get back into that. So, but I'm going to keep it going anyway. But, you know, there's a lot of feelings around it. And so maybe that's one of the things that we need to acknowledge in this report, is that a lot of times we're feeling things that are in the world and things from people around us. And the only reason we're feeling them and noticing that we're having some sort of emotional response is because what's ever going on matches up with something that's within us. So, yeah, we're all human and we're all here, and we all have feelings that match up with a lot of different things. So how do you know what's yours, what's other people's? The other thing I wanted to talk about was bringing it back into center. So I've had all these thoughts, but I guess Spirit is going to put it all together for us. Let's see what happens. So, bringing it all back into center. One thing that I do when I feel ungrounded, like I have the last few weeks, it's been a little nebulous. So much energy, massive shifts, and then great nothing, no feelings, and back and forth. A lot of, I'll just call it nebulous. Maybe you can relate. So how do you get grounded when you're feeling the nebula? A great thing that my father taught me years ago was to bring the energy right back around to yourself. We're so used to sending out signals and connecting with others and feeling the broadcast come back in. But if we consciously take the cycle back into ourself, back into, my nose is running, breathe it in, bring the energy back into ourselves. So we visualize our energy going out and bringing it into a smaller bubble, in closer to us. And we can see magnetic poles, our kundalini energy, all the different ways that it flows, and have it all coming into us. We came here to simulate this energy. There really is no separating, but it's good for us in our mind to visualize just ourselves and all of the energy, the light, the love, the greatness of being alive coming into us, just for us, and coming into our heart chakra. Sometimes it can be very powerful, and if you've never done it before, it may bring tears, but it's okay. I think that's part of keeping it real. Water in your eyes doesn't have to be such a big deal. It's how a lot of us process emotion. Some of us use it as an excuse. I was asking, what's the other side? But yeah, processing the emotions through this physiological response. And I realize that sometimes I get tears in my eyes because there's so much energy coming through that's how my body reacts to it. And through this whole report, and usually when that happens, it's not that I'm feeling a negative emotion. It's just my body's response. So to let those things, allow yourself to feel however you're feeling, and with bringing the energy back in. That's their biggest message, is to remember how to bring the energy into yourself. Because it's a great manifestation time, and what we're thinking and what we're feeling is what we're putting out there. And it's a real time to be able to do exactly what we want to do. We have an understanding of self better than ever, because the energies are here to help us and giving us clarity that we can see and we can feel and we can know more of who we are, who we truly are, connected in with spirit, connected in with our stream of consciousness that is connected to everything. Connecting. But they want to make a distinction that it is good to remember yourself, and that you came here with a mission. You came here as the observer to observe your life and to live this life and to live a life of contrast, of massive experience and learning and wisdom. So even though we're all one and we're all connected, and there really is and can be no separation of energy, we are the observer. We're living our own life experience, and we're seeing it through our own eyes, and we're the transmitter of all the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings, all the information that we see around us, so that our spirit can evolve and can grow and become more than it has been. Part of me is listening and going, I hope this makes sense. So I hope this makes sense. It's a whole new feeling here, letting just the words come through. So I hope you've learned a little bit about bringing in your energy to yourself. The nebulous feeling. Maybe you've been feeling, especially with the new moon and Samhain, All Hallows Eve, all that time when the veil is thinner, that things have come through for you, and that you can connect more and hear more what's going on with the spirit guides around you. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about with spirit and all of this, I want to be able to give some of you something to be able to take away. Like, what if you, because, if you're feeling in a nebulous place and you don't realize that you still have a lot of spirit around you, you have all the support that you need around you, what happens when you're in a low, just feeling place and can't get out, or think you can't get out? I guess that's the bringing it back into center. That's the greatest place to start, is bringing it all back into center. And when you call for the energy to come towards you, call also any beings that in your mind vibrate love and light, the loving feeling that you're looking to have. Call those forth. Ask them for help. And they will talk back to you. So, are you still recording? I don't know. It seems like my card is out of time or something. Hold on. Well, I guess I was still recording, even though it said that the card was 000 minutes left. And now I seem to look red. So, I guess it's really just not about the way that it looks. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for it to not be red, because that's what happens. Sometimes it comes out red, and then we move on. But whatever, man. I gotta just get it done already. So, like I was saying, if sometimes you feel like you're in that place where nothing's working out, or you can't get into a better feeling place, or you're just stuck somewhere, and either outside forces aren't complying, or your own self won't go into a better feeling place, then, like I was saying a minute ago, that's the point of bringing in your spirit guides and angels, whoever they are. Jesus, your dad, your pet, and everything in between. So to realize that these things are actually real, and that energy never dies, and that energy is connected no matter what. And if we tune in with either people we know that have crossed over or are here, or people we know from stories or vibration, like gods and goddesses, or the ascended masters, like Saint Germain and Athena and like I said, Jesus, Saint Francis, all of them. Like, some of them real to us, but they're all real, and all of the vibration is here to help us, which is my point. So bringing that energy into ourself, you can also bring in the love of all of those that have gone before us or around us into ourselves, and have that help us. That is the age of the Aquarius, the age of the community, working with all of the energies together. So, ask for help. It works. Prayer works. You don't have to be affiliated with anything to pray. It's really a talking with yourself and all that's listening. So, I'll wrap it up here with, sometimes it's a little rough out there, as you could see in the beginning, but that's how we grow, and that's how we find ourselves, and we always feel better when we let those things just come out and just be the truth and just be real. It's freeing. And I watched a little bit of my rocky start there, and it's the truth. So obviously I'm putting it out there. So let's see if, I kind of got disjointed a little bit from, stopping the video, but Spirit's obviously still in there, and I'm in here, and here we go. So let's make it a little easy on myself for the first time, since we're red. I'm going to go again with the Ascended Masters, because they're real. And they're examples to help us, and there are things and energies that have come before us that can really help to guide us through this time. Next week I think I'll talk a little bit about the energy of the year, the rest of the year coming up. That's what they just said. You'll hear it. I'll hear it when you hear it. So this is the message that they have to say right now. I'm not even going to ask what's going on, because they say that it will be clear. Okay. Couldn't be more clear. Teacher, Mahachohan Ragosi. Can you see in the redness? He's on the cover of this deck. We're all our own teacher. We're all our own guide, and it's all part of us. We look to others to teach, and we also teach ourselves. And Abraham always says, words don't teach, but boy, do we use a lot of them. So teaching yourself who you are, that's what they mean by teacher. That's what they're saying. Teach yourself who you really, really, really are, which may be a little different from what you thought. Maybe adjustments need to be made. Maybe some tears need to be shed, and some letting go, and just stepping through with courage and grace. It's a balance. It can be a tightrope. And the teacher, the greatest teacher, is a great student, and knows how to listen, which is the third card. Anything else on the teacher? The third eye, tuning in with the third eye. Chaga is a good thing to have. It's a mushroom that comes off of birch trees, and you make tea out of it. Can really help open up your third eye and your pineal gland. Also drinking less soda and less fatty foods also helps to open up your third eye. And of course, drinking a lot of water, but to pay attention to the third eye, because it is an eye. The pineal gland has rods and cones in it, just like your eyes. So if you're looking to tune in with spirit and haven't been able to, those are some ways. And if you need to find out how to get some chaga, you can email me. The second one is Go Now. Serapis Bay. Now is the time to find the light in yourself and find the strength in yourself. And if you need to go to a teacher, if you need a spirit therapy session, if you need an astrology reading, if you just need a good friend to talk to, it's a good time to go now and find out, figure it out, see what you're really doing, what you're tuning into, what is your life purpose, what is it that you came here to do, so that you can ride these energies smoother and understand the rocky bumps as well as the smooth, easy times as your life mission. There you go. And the last card is Listen. Manjushri. I don't think I'm saying that right. With her sword above her head, cutting through, listening. The sword is the symbol of air. So listening to yourself and to your guides, that's surely what I'm learning to do today. This back and forth. Maybe you can relate. Maybe watching me learn this can help you to tune in with your own guidance and see how, it's us tuning up with them. They're never going to come down for us. But if we listen, boy, do they talk. And they have a lot to say. So I was writing in my journal the other day that listening is divine. And sometimes we feel quiet, like I have for the past 3 weeks. Sometimes we need to go within and really see what it is we're saying, what it is we're believing, what it is we're telling ourselves and others. Is it the story that we want to hear? Is it the story that we want to live? Or are we just spouting out the facts and anything that could possibly be wrong? Yeah, we seem to have a thing in our head where, we point towards things that are wrong instead of pointing towards things that are right. And that's something that we were born into here on this planet, looking to survive. But if we can listen to what's really coming in and what's really going on, and also pay attention to the positive, very, very much, because then when we pay attention to the positive, when we listen to all of the stream of love that is coming into us, that's good. This good. Somebody just said, yeah. All right, well, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I know it's a little short, maybe. Who knows? But thank you for joining me during this journey. I promise you doing spirit therapy sessions is much easier because it's about you. It's a lot easier when it's out of your own head. But I hope you've enjoyed my honesty, and I obviously will continue to bring you the real deal forever. So thank you so much, and I hope you've learned some things, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And we got a full moon coming up on the 14th in Taurus, which should make things a lot easier to understand, a little more grounded, a little more right there. That's on the 14th. So if you're feeling a little nebulous, do whatever you need to do. Bring in the love. Bring in the vibration to yourself. You know what love feels like, so feel it coming towards you from all sides of the universe. Bring in the love and then spread it around. Compassion is the way to go, no matter what. If you like what's going on, you don't like what's going on, if you can find the compassion in your own self, then that's what will emanate into the world. So thank you so much, and Godspeed, my friends. Till next time.